Okay, Dave, a few days to go before the actual big kick-off. I know your players were in a couple of days early on into the pre-season, but you've probably had 6 or 7 weeks now at full pre-season. Just your thoughts how it's gone for you?
I think we're still developing, still working, still got some work to do, and it doesn't stop when the games start. So it's a consistent, continual process. I think everyone makes a big deal of the first game of the season, and I can understand why, but it's the same as the 6th or the 16th game. So we've got to make sure we embrace the challenge that Cheltenham will give us, and use the time that we've spent on the pitch for the last few weeks wisely, in the hope that it gives us the best chance of getting a result.
When you get to sort of this stage of coming to that first game, but then you've got games quite short space of time with a lot of games coming up, do players get more fitness, or are they not ripe on the opening days? Is there always more fitness to come into them?
Yeah, there is. There definitely is. You know, nowhere in our pre-season have we done Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, Tuesday. We just haven't. Not at the level that will be expected of them for the first month. So we know that we know that we've got some more to come, irrespective of the result on Saturday.
What have you learned in this 6 or 7 weeks? Where you've had the lads with you every day?
I think we've got room for improvement, always. So, I look at some of our players who are going, yeah, this is me and all this. No, it's not you. Keep going. Keep your nose to the millstone, because it's, if you stagnate, somebody will come and have your dinner. It's as simple as that. So we've got to keep progressing. I think we've learned that we've got adaptable players, more adaptable than what we think. And every now and again they'll let themselves down. That's why they're in League One. Which for me, that was the epitome of our season, if you like. The synopsis of our season was the fact that we'd do well in some games and then let ourselves down in others. So we've got to make sure that we're far more consistent this year.
Let's talk about what everybody's been talking about since it got the green light. The supporters are coming back. I know you had a couple of games and you were delighted to be handed those games last season, but it's for real now that they're back. And we had that manager night with the players early in the week. You sense the excitement, don't you? The players have got to give them now what they want, a good team to watch.
Yeah, I think one of the worst things about this pandemic is that the Crew fans have been starved for the last 15 months of seeing some unbelievable performances. We were the best football team in League One last year. I will argue with anyone till I'm blue in the face. Did we do enough to get in the top 6? We didn't. No, we weren't consistent enough. But when we were good, we were very good, and we've got to make sure we're very good. More often. That you'll say that Hull, because they won the league, are the best team, and I accept that. But we were the best football team, and we've got to make sure we keep producing good football, score more goals, and concede less. And if we do that, then we've got a chance. And I just hope that continues, because the fans will be in to see it finally, and that's a huge thing. The emotion that they bring. It rubs off on the players. We've all said that the game, particularly against Northampton, we scored with the last kick. And I'm not sure that'd have happened without the fans. At Swindon, we were 2 down. We won 4-2. Why? Because once Daniel Powell gave him a sniff of a goal just before half-time, the second half they got right behind us, and suddenly there was only one winner because of the tidal wave of emotion and noise that backed us and sort of put Swindon into submission in the game, and that's what crowds can do. So however many of these are there on Saturday, we want them to bring their singing voices that they haven't been allowed to do either for a long time, other than in the shower. And we've got to make sure that they're right behind us, because we're going to need them. We are going to need them, whether it be Saturday. Well, we're going to need them in every game. because it's so important, and the ones that go away will see that when we end up at Ipswich and there's 15,000 there or whatever it is, or Sunderland and there's 25. You know, them away fans will understand the importance of how effective and influential our home fans can be. We've had a terrific home record for a good few years now, and the fans are a huge part of that. So if you're coming to the game, if you're not coming to the game, why not? What's wrong with you? Go and see a doctor today, get your head checked out. Then if you are coming to the game, make sure you bring your loudest voice.
They can become that real advantage, can't they, home fans? You know, you've been a player. Did you used to use your home support to hype you up and get more out of you?
Of course. You know, you've got to remember that footballers are humans. There's a massive difference when there's 500 in, or 5,000, or 50,000. Your emotions are vastly different in all three of them scenarios. And they're vastly different when there's 5,000 in mourning and groaning and 5,000 who are right behind you. Now I appreciate that it tends to be that the football has to come first, and you have to give fans something football fans something to shout about, but then the best fans in the world don't necessarily need that. And we've got a terrific set of fans. I just hope they haven't forgot how good they are in the last 15 months. That's, you know, it is going to be strange for them as well. It was strange for us the first 4, 5, 6 games of last season having no fans. It was eerie because nobody's experienced it. And obviously for the fans it might be strange coming back in, but I just want them to be the same old Crew fans and get behind us and support us unequivocally like they have done, like I say, for the last, certainly since I've been manager.
Well, talking about that, ever since you've been manager, the one thing that you have done has been a terrific achievement. You've progressed the team up the league in every season. And again, I should imagine you and Kenny are putting that to the players, and that's the next aim for next season. Yep,
without a shadow of a doubt, we want to keep progressing. We want to keep progressing. We've done it every year, like you said. We've got to make sure, you know, we do keep progressing. We probably should have finished higher last season and we didn't. So there's still more to come, and we've got to make sure we get more out of them. So the challenge is to improve. That's degree of improvement. Well, we'll find out, won't we? But we've got to make sure we improve markedly, you know, in certain areas to give ourselves the best chance of continuing that improvement year on year.
5 new signings in, still probably, 3 or 4 weeks to go before that window shuts, but satisfied with the first batch of signings that have come in?
Yeah, otherwise they won't be here. You know, so we've got to make sure we get the most out of them. They've got to come in and hit the ground running, and hopefully they'll be as successful as probably what we have been over the last, like I said, 4.5 years. I think we've made some real good signings over the years, and for me, the ones we've made this summer already are in the same bracket. So, you know, the trick is to make sure that they pick up what we want them to do quite quickly and be effective in the team.
As I said a few weeks ago, but the recruitment drive is still on, isn't it? You're still looking, still working, and anything for the fans that think might be imminent?
I think there's 1 or 2 bits. But we'll see.
You're in no rush though, are you? You think you've got that majority of players that you wanted, the core there to improve you, but you've got the opportunity still to move in the market?
Yeah, you know, we've still got an opportunity to do business, which is a good thing. And we'll see what happens, like I say, in the next 3 weeks. I think there'll be, not necessarily a rush, but I think there'll be a shift in dynamic in the market in the next 2 or 3 weeks, because I think there's a deadline looming, and as of a couple of days ago, players were getting paid up until a couple of days ago. So now their severance money's run out, then, you know, that might bite and hit home, and they might be able to last a month, but they won't want to go into a second month without wages. So, you know, we'll see where we get to over the next, like I said, 2 or 3 weeks.
And I know we've talked about it in the managers' night and the players' night. Just bring up all the other people who will be listed to this on your official website, and wherever it goes out on the media outlets. Tom Lowery has been a talking point through the summer. I think you've had a chat with him. Have you got any update on that?
Well, it's very similar to where it's at. The ball's in Tom's court. We made him an offer. He doesn't want to sign it with various little clauses in. We gave him facts that back up our point, irrefutable facts. You know, he doesn't believe that. He's taking some poor advice, and it's harming his career. No one else's. We're quite happy, and as I've said to you before, no one person is bigger than this football club. You know, that's the truth of the matter. That includes myself, the current chairman, the previous chairman, previous director of football. No one person is bigger than this football club, and it's certainly not Tom Lowery, and it's most definitely not his agent.
Just one final question then, just wrapping it all up. You had a very encouraging first season back in League One. I know you're tinged with a disappointment that it could have been better. That's a good sign, I think, that you know there's more to come. But when you look at it now and view it all again, exciting times for you to be competing in a real tough league that hopefully you can make progress. That's the plan.
That's the plan. That's what we've set a stall out every single season to get better and improve, and this season is no different. Will it be hard? Of course it will. We're probably the toughest league in the Football League this year, League One, most competitive, and it's going to be tough. But that's the challenge, and we've got to rise to the challenge and improve like we have done every year going forward.
And you did get that opportunity to take a trip after your Villa friendly game to look at Cheltenham. They come up as the champions from League Two. Momentum usually carries on. You've got to be ready for that. What your thoughts on your opening game?
Yeah, it's always tough playing Cheltenham. They've got a very, distinct way of playing. It's not. I don't think there's going to be any surprises in terms of how they play and how they set up. Michael's done a terrific job down there. So we know what's coming, and there'll be a tough nut to crack. But much the same as when we come into League One, on our first day against Charlton, we've got to make sure that they find it very tough and they can't quite breach the gap that we found. So, that's the challenge. That's the challenge for the first game, and hopefully we'll come through it.